All right, let's talk about the fact that student loans. So basically, Joe Biden wants to forgive, and I use that word in air quotes because the debt will still be there. Some student loan debts, and this could be a household of one earning up to $125,000 a year, and then combined, I believe it's $250,000 a year for a couple. So this is not middle class people, and I know in some parts of the country it is, but in most of the country, that is not middle class. So you're talking about essentially people who are, paying payroll tax, who are working class, going to be subsidizing these white collar upper class people to have their debt forgiven, but it will instead actually go on the backs of these working class people. So why are how is this allowed? I understand the political pandering here, that they think that it will help them with, upper educated liberal young people to get them to the polls in November. But I just think it's a sham, and it is an unfair subsidy to people who are the most able to pay it back in the future. And it incentivizes the universities to keep having tuition go up higher and higher. Like the tuition rates are way higher than inflation and way higher than the common basket of goods. So there's no incentive by these government loans programs. Why doesn't Biden crack down on that? Why doesn't he say, "Oh, okay, you guys have multi-billion-dollar endowment. How about you pay off some of this, since you're the problem? You're not doing anything to rein in costs."
Well, this is an area actually where we agree, and those who know me have heard me complain for many years about the effect this has had, because my dad was a professor who taught at Middlebury College, a top college. And let's face it, okay, it's the old thing that Warren Buffett says: you're never quite as careful with other people's money. And this excess of loans has done two things. First of all, it has allowed schools to raise tuitions to keep up with the extra pool of money out there. But the worst thing is, the money hasn't gone to improving the quality of education. The money has usually gone to bloated administrations and increased administrator, not teacher salaries. So there's a double whammy there. Plus, also, you saddle these kids up, and a lot of them have taken out loans to go to what I think are pretty much bogus schools, like the University of Phoenix. I mean, what because again, you have to figure, for these kids, there's not just the financial cost, but there's the opportunity cost, right? Of taking time that you could be getting out in the workforce. And this is why all of this points to something that we need to do, and that is to bring back vocational training. Because particularly as our economy goes from an industrial economy to a digital economy, there are a lot of people that are going to be left out. And there are a lot of people, A, that don't have the current skill sets or don't want them. You can make incredibly good money as an electrician, as a plumber, and you don't have to go to college to do it. And we used to focus a lot more on vocational training, and we're not doing it. So that would be, in my opinion, some of the best money the government could spend. And the final thing I'll say on student loans is there's also been a lot of favoritism going on with who gets to give the loans. That was one of the things that Obama did, was that he actually had it handled through the federal government, where at least the rates are lower, because thanks to Mitch McConnell and some of the guys, there were a lot of these private lenders that were making off like bandits. But I agree with you. It's the same thing. Look, you should help students to a certain point, just like you should help tenants to a certain point. But allowing tenants to not pay rent for an extended period of time, that really hurts landlords as well. So I think, again, a lot of stuff has been, the pandemic has been an excuse to extend a lot of things that should have been temporary.